Hello everyone, welcome back to another anime review. We are reviewing an anime called, it's in the title description down below because it's in Japanese. Yep, we're going back to the sub genre. If you must know what sub means, it means that it's only in Japanese. It's not in English, so I don't know what the hell they're talking about. But that's beside the point. So we are reviewing a sub anime, and to be honest with you, it's okay. Well, let's first start off with the four main characters. There are two side characters, and I'd like to explain that. Our first main character is just a girl with white hair. She lives in the mountains for pretty much her whole life. She goes to this town, okay? Fair enough. Town's a labyrinth town. That's what they call it. Because it's a labyrinth. I'll explain that in the very end, in the middle, after I explain all four characters. But she's trying to find her mother because she just lost her mother. She doesn't know where she is. Problem is, she doesn't know what she looks like, she doesn't know what her name is, and she doesn't know what the hell she is. At the end of the anime, she finds out what her name is, but she doesn't know anything else other than that. Okay, if you want to know what happens to her, read the manga because the anime's done. It only has 12 episodes. Um, but she goes to this town. She's more of an energetic type of character. She's positive. She's always cheerful, nice, and stuff like that. And that's the main gist of her character. She's pretty much a one and done type of character, is what you usually see. However, she is the first character to see these magical beings, the spiritual beings that she can see, and the other three cannot. Well, except for one, but I'll explain her next, actually. Which brings me to the girl with the cat ears, which she's not a cat, by the way, just to let you know. She is just. She's stubborn. She is very work ethic thing, but she has good grades and she knows how to do stuff on paper. She's not bored. She knows how to study, and she is very, very to the point. Problem with her though is the fact that she wants to be number one, and that she becomes really great friends with the girl with white hair because they want to be the same people. So they they want to be friends, but they're also rivals as well. So that's the main gist of that. Now the main problem with those two characters, and that is the main problem I have with it, is the fact that her arc is scattered all over the place. Like there's some episodes that focus on her and some episodes that don't focus on her, which is perfectly fine. She has her issues, she does have her problems, but the only character's mother that we see is her mother, and she's in the Ninth District. And I think that's really, really interesting. But her mom doesn't come in until later in the anime, and that's the main problem I have with that. So that's the main gist of her. She's just trying to do her best. She doesn't really get that much character development, mainly due to the fact that she's pretty much the leader of the four beast or type stuff. She's the only person that thinks before stuff, and that's the main gist of her. Now, our third main character is a girl who's shy, and one of the side characters is her big sister. She has an issue. She is very shy. She is very creepy, and the fact that the only thing that she remembers of her mother is a song, because her mother is dead. She died, and she is very shy. She's very attached to her sister, which her sister is trying to teach her how to the next district, which is kind of interesting. It's all about divine stuff and spiritual stuff. It's really ridiculous, which is interesting to say the least. But the problem with her is the fact that she has an arc during the middle of the anime where she's trying to be like, trying to stick up for herself and trying to be awesome and stuff, but the other three characters shine on her, and that's the main problem with her. I think they're due to the fact that she's got issues. However, the thing that makes her stand out of the four major characters is the fact that she has a doll that acts on her own, and the doll speaks by herself, and it's kind of funny because the doll feels like it's alive because she's not moving her mouth, and sometimes the doll is just talking to it. And then at one point the doll saves them from one of those freaking ceiling floor crushed ladders, and it stands up and it's talking. Wow, no one's there. Like, how the fuck is it talking if that's the case? So the dog's possessed, but they just count it off as stuff. So that's the main gist of her character. Now, the fourth main character, she has one half of the episode to herself, and it's pretty much her backstory. She has ponytails, but the main problem with her, she doesn't really get that much character development. I feel like that she's mostly there for comedy relief. And that's the main gist of that character because of the fact that when she was a little kid, they had a witch who can do witchy things. Like she had a broom and stuff, and she has a witch hat that she brings around with her. That's what makes her stand out. She wants to be a witch, but she also wants to be number one in Urara, what the fuck it's called. I don't know what the hell it is. But that's the main gist of her. Her other three friends are happy to help. They're all messed up, and that's the main gist of her. She doesn't really get that much. I feel like she's mostly there for comic relief because she likes to poke fun of the other three, which is fucking funny. Mainly the girl with the cat ears because she does not. She likes to make fun of her all the damn time. It's kind of funny actually. So that's the main gist of her. Now, even though the main plot of the anime is the four main characters. Each character gets their own character growth, except for the girl with the ponytails. Because, well, it's depending on where you have a perspective of it, because of the fact that the girl with the ponytails probably has the most interesting powers there is. Girl with white hair can see through walls with her red eyes, but that only happens at the very end. Girl with black cat ears, she doesn't do anything. She just tries to be a misfit and tries to do stuff forbidden, and that's the main gist of her. And she kind of feels down on herself. That's a one episode altogether. The third character is trying to break her silence from thing, and she has a talking doll, which I think is pretty cool. But the character that actually has the most useful powers is the girl with the ponytails, which is the character that doesn't really get that much character arc of developing her character from backstory. Like she has a backstory of her being once become a witch, but that's it. The main gist of her power is that she has a diamond thing, and when she puts up the diamond thing, it's like a spiritual little person helps her guide where the hell she's supposed to go. She uses it like maybe three times, maybe, but 2 or 3 times. But the main gist of it is that when the anime can progress, the character that is possessed, you can see the character possessed. The first time she uses it, she's small, but when at the very end of the anime, she's a big freaking human being, and she tells you what dangers goes to lie there. That's the main gist of that. Now, the character development is spot on. I have no complaints with the character development except the girl with the ponytails because she doesn't really get that much character development, but I think she's only there because of comic relief. The main gist of the anime, my main problem with this anime is the setting. Like, they go to this labyrinth town, and this is the main gist of things. The other side character is the police force. She is supposed to tell you whether or not to do stuff. If you do bad things, you are banished from the town, which is fine. But the town's got sections, and that's my main problem with it. Because of the fact that even though you go through the 10th section, there are 9 more sections that they don't go about. And they end it on them going to school at the 9th section, and they don't even show it. That's my main problem. Like, you say that this town's a labyrinth, but you stay in one section of that town. And, like, why? I mean, there are some parts where they get lost, but it's only in the 10th section. And that's my main problem. Like, if they call it Labyrinth Town, why are you not exploring or making the town relevant to the anime itself? Like, she's trying to find her mother in this labyrinth town. I'm like, okay, cool. But you don't allow that to happen. You just go to a different direction, and it makes the town worth meaningless of people getting lost in there. That's my whole problem with it. And the fact that if you go to a section that you're not authorized of it, you're banished from the freaking town itself. Like, that's so strict. Like, seriously. Like, I don't understand the concept of that. Like, in the beginning, they go to Sector 10. And at the end of the anime, they go to Sector 9. But they never show Sector 9. They show the door to go to Sector 9 because the main character tries to jump to the characters, but the police lady tells her that if she does that, she will be banished from the town itself. Like, that's bullshit. Like, how in the hell is this fucking fair? And the only episode that she gets lost in the town is in the beginning, and like one section of the episode, like 10 or 9 or something like that. Like, how the fuck is this anime about a labyrinth town where the labyrinth town is not irrelevant to the story of the main plot for characters? Like, that makes no fucking sense. It just doesn't. Like, thinking about it, it baffles my fucking mind. Like, what the fuck? But that's just my opinion. Now, when it comes to the character development, I think that makes it better, but it only happens with 3 of the characters. The 4th character gets shafted, but she's mostly there due to comic relief. So I'm going to give this anime a 6 out of 10 due to the fact of that reason. And also the theme song's pretty okay. The soundtrack's okay. I'm not very too concerned about that. But what are you guys' thoughts on it? Will you ever give this a chance? Just to let you know, it's only in sub, which we haven't done a sub anime in a while. So this anime is going to be really interesting on how you do it. But if you guys want to know what my thoughts on it, those are my thoughts. Like, I don't understand how can you make an anime about a town where you get lost in, but when you do the main plot of the anime of the 4 characters, the town means nothing because they don't show it off. They show it off with her in the beginning, but then they just toss it aside like a sack of fucking potatoes. Like, I don't understand it. Like, the town's a labyrinth, but they don't exploit any of it. It makes no fucking sense! But that's my thoughts. I hope you guys have a nice positive day. Take care, and always stay positive. By the way, just to let you know, there will be another anime review. And yes, I do know that I was going to review GT, but that ain't going to happen. So, stay positive. Hope you guys have a nice positive day. I love doing that sarcastically.